The Mitsubishi Evo 9, the last true street fighter. There are fast cars, and then there are legends, and a few cars carry a reputation as terrifying, respected, and iconic as the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9. This wasn't just another Japanese sports sedan. The Evo 9 was a machine built with one purpose in mind: domination. It didn't care about luxury, it didn't care about comfort, and it definitely didn't care about fuel economy. What it cared about was speed, grip, aggression, and humiliating cars that cost 3 times more. And even today, nearly 2 decades later, enthusiasts still speak about it with the kind of respect usually reserved for supercars, because the Evo 9 wasn't just fast, it was violent. To understand why the Evo 9 became such a legend, you have to go back to rally racing. Back in the 1990s and early 2000s, rally was absolute chaos. Cars flying through forests, mud everywhere, drivers pushing machines to the absolute limit at insane speeds, and Mitsubishi wanted to win. So they created the Evolution series, lightweight turbocharged monsters built to dominate the World Rally Championship. Every Evo generation became more advanced, more aggressive, and more capable. Then in 2005, Mitsubishi unleashed what many fans consider the peak of the entire Evo bloodline, the Evo 9. And unlike modern performance cars loaded with computers and artificial driving feel, the Evo 9 felt raw and mechanical. You didn't drive it casually, you wrestled it. At the center of the Evo 9 sits one of the greatest 4-cylinder engines ever made, the legendary 4G63, 2.0-liter turbocharged inline, 2.0-liter, turbocharged inline 4 2.0-liter, turbocharged inline 4. This engine became one of the most respected tuning platforms in automotive history. From factory, the Evo 9 produced around 286 horsepower in Japan, around 287 horsepower in international versions, about 289 pound-feet of torque. But those numbers don't tell the full story, because Mitsubishi was famously underrated with their power figures. Many Evo 9s actually produced more power than officially claimed, and the moment the turbo spooled up, the car transformed completely. Below boost, it felt controlled, but once the turbo kicked in, the car exploded forward like it had been launched from a slingshot. The acceleration felt brutal, aggressive, and unbelievably alive. No fake engine sounds, no artificial electronics, just raw turbocharged violence. The 4G63 engine wasn't loved just because it was fast. People loved it because it could handle insane power. Stock internals on these engines were unbelievably strong. Tuners quickly discovered the Evo 9 could make a massive horsepower with relatively simple modifications. Bigger turbo, fuel system upgrades, tune. Suddenly you had a 400 horsepower monster. Push further, 500 horsepower, 600 horsepower. Some insane builds crossed 800 or even 1000 horsepower. And the craziest part? The engine still kept fighting. That durability turned the Evo 9 into one of the greatest tuner cars ever created. It became the Japanese equivalent of a street weapon, a car capable of embarrassing Ferraris, Lamborghinis, and Porsches on the right road. But power alone didn't make the Evo 9 special. Its real superpower was grip. The Evo 9 featured one of the most advanced all-wheel drive systems of its time, and when combined with its lightweight chassis, the car cornered with almost supernatural ability. Drivers constantly described the Evo 9 as feeling telepathic. You thought about turning, and the car was already there. It attacked corners with unbelievable aggression. Rain? No problem. Dirt roads? Easy. Tight mountain roads? That's where the Evo truly came alive. The car almost felt unfair. It gave drivers confidence that bordered on insanity. And that's why the Evo became feared in street racing culture, because on a twisty road, very few cars could keep up. The Evo 9 didn't look elegant, it looked angry. Huge hood vents, aggressive bumpers, wide stance, massive rear wing. Every part of the car existed for a performance. The hood vents extracted heat. The wing created downforce. The front bumper fed air into the intercooler. Nothing was fake. This was a machine engineered for war. And despite being based on the humble Lancer sedan, the Evo 9 had an intimidating road presence, especially in colors like Rally Red Wicked White, Graphite Gray. When one appeared in your rearview mirror, you knew exactly what it was, and you moved out of the way. The interior, business only. Inside, the Evo 9 was simple. Very simple. No luxury wood trim, no giant screens, no fancy ambient lighting. Instead, you got Recaro bucket seats, a Momo steering wheel, aluminum pedals, driver-focused controls. Everything existed to improve the driving experience. The cabin reminded you this car wasn't designed for comfort, it was designed for speed. Even the ride quality was harsh. The suspension was stiff, road noise was loud, but owners didn't care.